Okay, so good to be here. Thanks so much for having us, Michelle and Esther. We're really excited to be here and share a little bit more about our Prince George's FRESH program, which is a pilot 6-month bilingual Spanish-English food as medicine program we launched in Prince George's County. So we're just going to be walking through the program and kind of how it's evolved for you all to give you a little taste of what we're working on. So for today's presentation, we'll talk a little bit about our work addressing food insecurity and health in Prince George's County. We'll talk about the pilot food as medicine program, and then kind of next steps and any opportunities to get more involved. So just really briefly, a little bit about the Prince George's County Food Equity Council for those of you who don't know. So we, like you all, we are an independent food policy council in Prince George's County. We started in 2013, back in the day when Sydney, I think, was our only staff member here that was involved then, and kind of worked and are continuing to work on addressing some of the health inequities and issues in the county that we're seeing. And while the Food Equity Council has historically been an advocacy and policy organization, the pandemic really did shift a lot of the work that we were doing in the county. So we kind of took on this wider systems level approach to addressing some of the issues and some of the structural determinants of health that were really exacerbated in the last couple of years as COVID spiked and folks were really facing a number of issues. So this kind of led us to establish a number of kind of more programmatic activities that we're continuing to spearhead with our team. So Prince George's FRESH is just kind of one of the programs that we've launched that is kind of in connection to the work we're doing to kind of coordinate food assistance resources. So similar to what you guys do, we host a monthly food assistance provider call. We've worked on improving cold storage access in the county. We've launched a food rescue program to rescue surplus food, and now we are continuing to launch and roll out this Prince George's FRESH, this food as medicine program. So who are we? So Prince George's FRESH really is a collaborative initiative that wouldn't be possible without kind of the numerous players involved. So that includes our staff team. So that's the Prince George's County Food Equity Council and our home nonprofit, the Institute for Public Health Innovation. We kind of work through our subcommittee with the members that are presenting today. So that includes, the Prince George's Healthcare Action Coalition and Healthy Eating Active Work Group. Giant Food is one of our partners. We also have many funders that are involved. So we have Anthem Healthcare, we have AmeriGroup, we have the Prince George's County Health Department, we have Adventist Healthcare, TLC Maryland, Totally Linking Care, if I'm getting that right, and Care First. So there are a lot of folks involved, and it really is a collaborative effort. So with that, I'm going to pass it to Taryn Shaw to talk a little bit about the goals of our Prince George's FRESH program.
Thank you, Julia. Good morning, everyone. Last year, our planning team launched our Food as Medicine program, Prince George's FRESH. This program is a free 6-month food as medicine wellness program. Participants that are screened as food insecure at a participating clinic will receive a $20 Fresh Funds coupon per week to spend on fruits and vegetables at Giant, as well as nutrition education from Giant food nutritionists. The purpose of the program is to increase knowledge and consumption of healthy food for food insecure individuals via money to purchase healthy produce, as well as tailored nutrition education classes with the Giant nutritionist. 2, address structural determinants of health through comprehensive health services. We know that these participants are food insecure and are often experiencing diet-related chronic disease. We hope to connect participants to further resources to improve health conditions via our trained bilingual health navigator. 3, support clinical treatment options for diet-related chronic diseases through healthy lifestyle changes, including increasing knowledge of and consumption of healthy produce. 4, strengthen doctor-patient relationships and patient retention by encouraging patients to see their physician regularly and providing the physician with resources to support their patient's health. Next slide, please. This slide provides a snapshot of the complete program flow from initial screening evaluation to the end of the 6-month pilot bilingual Spanish and English program. First, patients are screened for eligibility. They will receive a form that we provide with screening questions, including the hunger vital sign food insecurity question, and 2 questions regarding previous diagnosis of hypertension, diabetes, and pre-diabetes. If eligible, meaning patients meet both these criteria, clinic staff will give the patient a resource sheet on food assistance and an information postcard on Prince George's Fresh. Second, by completing the screening form, they are consenting to having their information shared with the PG Fresh staff. Our staff will receive fax eligibility forms on a biweekly schedule. From there, the health navigator, Yasmin, will contact eligible participants to help them enroll. If patients are interested in signing up sooner, they can also contact our staff via text, call, or email via contact information listed on the program postcard. From there, our health navigator will help enroll participants, which include an orientation call to explain the program and the benefits they will receive, completing a program consent form, and completing a pre-program health screening questionnaire with demographic questions related to eating habit, whether they receive food assistance benefits or support. Third, participants will submit their current Giant store card number, or Yasmin will help them to sign up for a card. They will then begin receiving $20 each week directly on their Giant card. Yasmin will also help sign them up for 2 nutrition education classes with Giant nutritionists, an aspect of the program that will defer for DPP participants. Throughout the course of the 6-month program, participants will use their Fresh funds for in-person shopping at any location in Prince George's County. The Fresh funds can be spent on produce, fresh or frozen, at Giant grocery food stores, which serves as the primary grocery store location for our Prince George's Fresh participants. Participant outcomes will be tracked through 2 participant surveys collected by IPHI staff at enrollment and after the 6-month program. Participant purchase data will also be evaluated throughout the course of the program via purchase data shared directly by Giant. I'll pass it on to Julia. Thank you.
Okay, there we go. Thanks so much, Taryn. So I know that was a lot. I'll just pause and say we are happy to share any further materials after the call. So we've got a fact sheet, we can share the slides in case folks want to kind of dial in and look at this a little bit closer. So this slide really provides kind of a zoomed in look at I think it was the first step that Taryn was sharing. So really what happens when a participant comes into their clinic and how do they kind of eventually get signed up to participate in the program. So, when a patient comes into their doctor's office, the clinic staff will give the patient a Prince George's Fresh outreach form. So this form has questions about eligibility. So are they a resident of Prince George's County? Are they over 18 years old? Have you ever been diagnosed with a diet-related chronic disease like diabetes, pre-diabetes, or hypertension? And then we have these 2 food insecurity screening questions, and I'll look at that a little bit closer in the next slide. So the patient will fill out the form. They'll bring that back to the front desk staff. The staff will review the form. They'll look at their responses. If they meet all our criteria, if they are food insecure and kind of they meet those initial eligibility screening questions, then they are given some information on Prince George's Fresh, and they are told that our staff will contact them to help them sign up. So by completing this eligibility form, they're providing their consent to having our staff reach out to them once we get a hold of their form, which is later faxed by the clinic staff. So like I said, they kind of go away from that interaction with, if they're eligible, with information on Prince George's Fresh, and they're told that we'll reach out to them in the coming days once we have that form from them. If they're not eligible, so for example, if maybe they're not a Prince George's County resident, maybe they're a Montgomery County resident, and they are food insecure, we really encourage the clinic staff to provide them with a food assistance resource. So this is a one-pager in Spanish and English with different information on where they can find food pantries in the county, and then also additional resources on how they can sign up for SNAP or WIC, or access other kind of services to help them get what they need. So that's kind of really what it looks like at the clinic level, and happy to provide any further info on this during the questions and answer section at the end. Okay, so this slide shows a little bit more information on that food insecurity screening question. I'm not sure if folks are knowledgeable about this hunger vital signs screening process, but this is a pretty kind of standard process that many clinics use to screen for food insecurity. So if a patient responds as often true or sometimes true to both of the questions below, they are classified as food insecure. So the questions are: within the past 12 months, we worried whether our food would run out before we got money to buy more. And then within the past 12 months, the food we bought just didn't last and we didn't have money to buy more. So like I said, if they respond to often true or sometimes true to either of these questions, they'll check that box. We'll check that box if they're food insecure, and then we'll help them access resources needed. The additional component of this is that there is a financial incentive for some of the clinics that screen for food insecurity. So our funder AmeriGroup is able to reimburse clinics $10 for all of the AmeriGroup patients screened as food insecure. So that's just kind of an added bonus that clinics receive. So if they're not already screening for food insecurity, we'll help them kind of implement this.
Okay, let's see. Can you guys still hear me? I think my headphones might have unplugged. You can. Okay, cool. I'll just keep going. So this slide really shows where the clinics are located. So those are in blue, and then where the giant food stores are located. So we kind of tried to cluster these with kind of around each other. And then our clinics, a lot of them are located in what we call healthy food priority areas. So kind of one of the many things that the Food Equity Council has worked on over the years has been to really understand what are the areas in the county that really are lacking healthy food options. So we put together a map, and I'm happy to share that later. But this map really shows those areas of the county that are kind of hot spots. So areas that lack access to healthy food, or areas that have an overabundance of unhealthy food options. So when you look at that, and sadly, Google Maps doesn't give me the capability to add that layer. So this is just a simple map with the locations, but a lot of those areas are really kind of focused on in the Inner Beltway area. So we've kind of tried to locate some of the clinics that we're working with specifically in some of those healthy food priority areas. Okay, and Leslie, were you able to join? I'll just pause to see if she's with us. Okay, so Leslie Jefferson, she does many things at Giant Food, but one of them is that she's a nutritionist. So she helps provide nutrition education to some of our Prince George's Fresh participants, along with Josefina, who is the other Giant nutritionist who provides nutrition education in Spanish. So Giant offers a number of nutrition education opportunities. They have free resources available on their website, which I think is just like a great resource for anyone. If you have, patients or clients that are interested in looking at those, please do. But we kind of steer our participants to Leslie or Josefina to access the nutrition education that, like Taryn mentioned, is a requirement to participate in the program. They have to complete 2 nutrition education classes. So, whether they're watching a online video or whether they're having a one-on-one consultation with Leslie or Josefina, we're hoping to integrate some kind of store tour option, but there's lots of opportunities to kind of check that box for that nutrition education component. And we've really heard that that's like a big draw for a lot of participants. They're often excited about that. And I'll let Yasmin talk a little bit about that in the next section, which I think is about our participants' experience, or maybe that's the one after that. But Yasmin, I'll pass it to you.
Yeah, thanks, Julia. So now when it comes to connecting our residents to the food assistance resources.
Let's see, Yasmin, are you still on?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Yasmin.
Sorry, my audio is just messed up, but continue.
Yeah, no worries. So when it comes to connecting our residents to the food assistance resources, the intent of our program is to do this both through the coupon and additional resources, including nutrition education, food assistance resources like connecting them to pantries or other programs that may be available. And while some patients might not be interested or able to enroll in the program and receive the coupon, particularly since we're still in the pilot phase of the program, there are many opportunities for residents to receive help through myself and other staff members in connecting them with resident food assistance resources as like organizations, SNAP and WIC. And now moving on to our next one. So now for our participant experience, a lot of our participants are particularly excited about, sorry, my mom is coming back in with the dog. A lot of our participants are particularly excited about their increased access to wellness. This is an opportunity that they may have not had otherwise, because as we know, there's a lot of barriers in place for communities that are particularly in need to access wellness resources. Participants are also very happy about the fact that we're able to support them with their specific wellness journey and cater to their specific needs. We go through different questions with them to see what their specific goals may be, whether it is eating their 3 meals a day at the specific time they want to eat them, or eating healthier. We support them with those goals in the best way we can. And they are also really happy about the fact that they get to build healthier eating habits and having these extra money for fruits and vegetables. And we have these quotes here from 2 of our participants that kind of give you a little feel of, how they feel about our program. So first one, I am very thankful for the care and support I have received. And the second one, this is a tremendous program. It is extremely beneficial during this time of need. So, 2 very short and sweet quotes, but they give you an overview of the fact that, our participants are really thankful, and this is something that's meeting their needs one way or another. And now I will pass it back on to Sydney.
Yeah, thanks, team. So that's a little bit about our Prince George's Fresh program. I'm going to share a little bit about the program improvements that we're looking into. So as Julia, Yasmin, and Trin have alluded to, this is a pilot. We have a limited number of patients, a limited number of clinical sites, and we're really focused on this year figuring out what works well, what needs to be tweaked, and we already have made a number of tweaks to improve, and what we can do to really make this more impactful and ensure that it's addressing our clients' needs of accessing additional healthy food, and also alleviating some of the stress that comes with being food insecure. So to that end, we put a few things in place that we're working on right now. The first is a patient and community leader advisory board, and we're super excited about launching this in the coming couple of months. So we are going to stipend patients who are currently part of the Prince George's Fresh pilot program to serve on a steering committee and actually advise on improvements for the program, let us know what's working well, what needs to be changed, and really interface directly with our planning committee and with our clinical staff to some degree as well. So that will launch hopefully at the beginning of May, end of April. And it's our intention to make sure that patients who are on the advisory board are also receiving the benefit, that $20 a week that we talked about, while they're on that advisory board. Because we want to make sure that they're able to use the benefit and really have their real-time experience inform their feedback. We also know that health is influenced by a lot more than just what happens at your doctor's office. So we're very interested in having other community leaders that are in the kind of communities where our clinics are located or patients live, serve on a separate advisory board to sort of let us know like what's going on in their community, what's really impacting residents' health kind of by their perspectives. And we're hoping that, through the Prince George's Fresh program or other work with the Food Equity Council, we can start to take a more holistic approach to improving residents' health and targeting some of these health disparities that we know exist across the county. So that would be like pastors and folks who are community leaders, but who are not community leaders within healthcare itself. We're also looking at how this program can work within a diabetes prevention program or diabetes self-management education program. So we do have one of our clinical sites, La Clínica del Pueblo, that's located in Hyattsville, kind of near the Hyattsville-Langley Park line. That's going to be trying out the program with a DPP cohort. So it's folks who are pre-diabetic and they are working in I think it's a 6-month course. That's like you're going almost, I think, every week almost to courses. And they'll be getting intensive nutrition education, intensive training, as well as our $20 a week coupon. As our team mentioned, a big part of this program is that your benefit, your $20 a week, is loaded onto your Giant bonus card. That's been really exciting because we're able to access purchase data for what folks buy with their $20 a week. So you can see, did someone buy, did they buy mangoes? Did they buy broccoli? Was it spinach? And how much? What's also really exciting about that is we're able to see if someone's actually spending the benefit on a weekly basis. So we're able to check in and say, hey, we noticed last week you weren't able to access your $20. Can we help? What's going on? Can we help you get transportation? So it helps Jasmine kind of tailor her technical assistance, if you will, or her support that she provides to our clients. There's been some glitches with the technology. So we're kind of playing around with some different formats, like, are we going to do $20 a week, or do we want to do $80 a month maybe, where it kind of rolls over and you're able to go as frequently as you want to shop during the month. So the technology is one of the most exciting aspects of the program, but it's also challenging. I mean, it's a completely new way to use a bonus card. So of course, there's going to be some hiccups along the way, but we're excited about what we've accomplished so far with that technology, and very excited about the scalability that it provides for this program. And finally, we're having some improvements coming down the line for that nutrition education. So one of the things that Leslie's going to be doing soon from Giant is recording a how to spend your $20 a week a webinar. So, it'll really give clients guidance on how you can shop sales at Giant, how you can really maximize that $20 on fresh and frozen produce, and really get the most bang for your buck. So we're hoping that that's a good resource. And of course, Giant's always providing their ongoing tailored consultations with our patients, as well as standardized previously recorded webinars on nutrition education. So that's what we've got. I'm not sure if folks have questions or comments, but we'd love to hear from you.
And just kind of on that note, I know Leslie wasn't able to join us earlier, but I believe she's on now. So Leslie, if you want to chime in about any of the nutrition education or kind of how you're participating from Giant, please do.
Thank you, Julia. I appreciate your grace. I'm a little late this morning, but I'm just thrilled. I heard Sydney's comments, and I just wanted to comment that Giant is happy to participate in this program, and the nutrition education component is coming together. It's going to be a very important part, especially as we partner with those DPPs and those DSME integrations for that DPP program that are 1 year in length. So they provide a wonderful opportunity for us to see that synergy between food and education. So I am happy to be here today. So sorry again that I'm late, and we're working on technology. And so that It's been taking up a lot of my time. But working with the team from IPHI and all of the other members of the Prince George's Fresh team has made this a wonderful program, and I am excited about its expansion. So I'm going to leave it there and leave it to the questions.
Thanks, Leslie. So yeah, that's our presentation. That's our program. So if anyone has questions, feel free to ask any of our team members. And then you also have our contact information if you want to reach out to any of us